So our last version of technology for these problems is to use Excel. So once again, I'm in our homework and I'm clicking on this little thing that says click to copy table. And this time we're going to open an Excel. So you can see it downloaded, then you got to pop it open, and then you're going to have to say enable. What we're supposed to be doing, and this one is doing a frequency distribution. So let me click enable editing first. So we want to see like how many we have, and these are supposed to be individual data points. So how many 15s, how many 16s. One thing I think is helpful, if I go over and I go through sort filter and I say smallest to largest, that way I can see what I'm working with. So I'm starting at 15 and I'm ending at 25. So I need a place to put my numbers. So I'm going to start up here and say 15, and you could just keep typing 16, 17, like that. That would work. I tend to be a little lazier, so instead, let me show you what I would do. I would just say I'm going to keep adding 1, so I'm going to hit equal, and I'm going to click on the 15, my first number, and say plus 1. That'll do 16. Then I can copy down, and I need to go to 25, because that's my biggest number. So I'm just copying until I get there. So totally your call. You can type them individually, or you could kind of use the shortcut. After I do that, here's what's really important. When I go to do the frequency, I want to highlight all of the cells next to the numbers I just put in. So I need to highlight the whole thing to keep that highlighted. Then push equals, and you're going to type in frequency. So that tells Excel that you want to know how many numbers you have. And see how it says data array? So it says where's your numbers? So here's our data array. So I'm just going to highlight all of those numbers. And then it says comma bin arrays. So bin arrays, bins are like what numbers are you trying to do? So then I highlight the 15 through 25. Big deal is don't hit enter. Hit Control Shift Enter. That way it fills in the whole chart, so you don't have to do like separately. So here's my whole thing done. You can check it, see how 15 was there 3 times, and it says 3, and then 16 you could count. What's interesting too, see 19, it says 0. You can go down here and see, oh, 18 to 20, there weren't any. So this shows us here's what our answer is. Then we could pop back over to our homework and fill it in. So I'll just show you a couple. So we have 3, 5, 5. So let's do 3. Then 5, 5, right? So you can just keep going down, you know what to do. Oops, that's because I was supposed to put a 3 in there. Let's put the 3 in there. Right, so you get the deal on that. Once I have the numbers, I just start plugging them in. So let's look at the other kind we had. So let's pop over to number 6. So number 6 is where we're supposed to make classes for our grouped frequency distribution. So it says start at 41 to 45. I'm going to again click to copy the data, and once again I would like to open it in Excel. So it's going to download the file, and I just need to open it. Okay, once again I need to say enable editing. You could sort it if you wanted to. I don't really think I need to. We can look at the directions and we have some kind of idea what's happening. My first bin is supposed to be, or data class is 41 to 45. So I do need to set up these bins in Excel, so I have to know what's going to happen. So it just wants the biggest number. It wants the upper class limit for each one. So I know the first one's 45, but I need to say like what's the last one. Just to kind of help us out, I'm going to hit equals and max. So I'm going to figure out what's the biggest data point I have. So I'm just going to highlight all of my data. You can see it kind of goes pretty far down there. And let's go back up. So this is my data goes up to 69. So I'm starting with my bins that they gave us, right? That it goes to 45. The next one would go 46 to 50, and then 51 to 55. So I'm only putting in the right ones. So the right ones look like 45 and then 50, right? So you could keep going 55, 60, 65, 70, right? So that gets all of my data. Also, if you wanted, so let me just say, here's probably what I would do instead. I know that was short, but I like to show you the math. Hit equals, And I know that each bin is adding 5, so I could say +5, so that's my next data class. And I could just copy that down until I had enough. See, that's 60, so I need 2 more. Choices, right? That's good. All right, so now we're going to do just like we did the last one where we're doing frequency. So I start by highlighting the cells, and I hit equal, and I write frequency. I have to say, where are my numbers? So here are my numbers. So make sure you highlight all of them. Okay, then comma, and it says where are your bins? So again, highlight all of them. And then Control-Shift-Enter, that fills it in. Again, if it makes you happy before you go over to MyMathLab to put the answers, you could sort and filter, right? Let's go smallest to largest again, and then you could see how many were between 41 and 45, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so there's 6, and then you could see like the next data class. So what's missing here, and you may have to like write it in if you need to see it, like you would have to say this is 41 to 45 if that helps you, and if you want to see this is 46 to 50, right? That would really be on you to type that in. There's a way to make Excel do it. It takes too long. I wouldn't mess with it. So if you want to see the actual classes because it helps you answer, then just go in and type them in for yourself. I might as well finish it now that I started. Okay. Remember, the homework's going to pop it up anyway. So if we click back over to the answers so we can put them in. So 41 to 45, there were 6 of them. And then 46 to 50, also 6. But then the next one, 51 to 55, there were 10. Then we had 5. Then we had 12. And then the last one we might as well put in is 5. So 3 different ways to do this, totally your call of which way you want to do it. What I'm avoiding is you doing it by hand, so I showed you what to do with StatCrunch, what to do with Desmos, and then what to do with Excel.